people in charge. You blame the alcohol. Ooh, they're just teasing things to do, but I've always taken way too far. Just trying to heal my rotten heart.
Ladies and gentlemen, I come before you today on the 4th of July, a day to celebrate our independence, 3 years and some odd months before the 2028 November general election for the presidency of the United States. I come to you a great many days before that's happening, but I look in the United States today. And I see much suffering, pain, and it just seems to me like everything is, you might call it fake and gay in this country these days. People just aren't having enough fun anymore. And so, I, the Geeky Gangster, am officially announcing my bid for the presidency of the United States in 2028. And this should come to a shock as to nobody. Nobody should be shocked by this news, because I did indeed promise that I would run for presidency every single election that I am alive. Just for funsies. So, let's just get started here. I don't know exactly where you guys want to get started. You know, the first thing I sort of say after I just declared my bid for presidency, the first thing I should say, why am I running? Well, first of all, I'm not running to win. And a lot of people say that's retarded. But yet, they don't really see the imagery. Like they say it's retarded for me because I'm not even 35. I can't win. And I'm running in something that I can't legally win. And a lot of people say that's psychotic. But the Libertarian parties and the Green Party and the U.S. constitutional parties and several other parties have been running for the past 100 years with a 0% chance of winning. And they know they're going to get less than 2% of the votes every single time. 1% is miraculous for them. They know this every single time, and they do it all the time. And so when you say that I'm retarded for running without a chance to win, you aren't really seeing the big image. But that's okay. I understand that you just can't see the image of that, and you just aren't smart enough, and you don't have a high enough IQ to understand why I'm actually a genius. But it's okay, I'll explain it to you. I'm running because I want to be a father of ideas. I want to be an idea pusher. I want to sort of interrupt some other people's campaigns, not violently, but just peacefully bring some people down and help some other people in the polls influence the 2028 election in an influential way, not completely peacefully. Yeah, yes, completely peacefully, not violently. I said not completely peacefully at first. I apologize for that. But in a peaceful manner, we're going to influence the 2028 election. But the main thing is just being a father of ideas. I want to become known as a philosopher and as a father of ideas. So that way, by the time I am legally allowed to win, I can have a clear shot at the president. No, not a clear shot at the president. Like a line for me to gain the job of the presidency once that job is open during an election season. After I turn 35 years old, I would have a better chance of becoming the president because I'm known as the father of ideas and a philosopher. So the first thing is, families in America aren't having enough fun today. And so that's why I'm bringing back my famous family family fun vouchers that I had in the 2024 election. So basically what this is we're going to be making all zoos public. So all zoos are going to be taxpayer funded. And that goes, it's like city and federally taxed. And we're going to be dispersing money to all the different zoos. All zoos will be basically city owned, much like the zoo in Chicago is completely free. One of the two zoos in Chicago are completely free to go to. I believe that this really creates a healthier environment because I don't think we should be locking animals up in small little cages for profit. It's sort of like for-profit prisons. Like, I think once we really dive deep into that, we understand that leads to animal cruelty and bad things. So the state should be basically running all of the zoos, but also it just creates a better environment for the children and for the parents and for everybody involved. Because you can go, if you live in a city that has a zoo, now you can go and take a nice 3-hour long walk in nature and see animals and breathe healthy oxygen. And this is going to get kids off technology, hopefully a lot more often. And we can see these, a healthy, regular exercise for people and not have to pay any sort of fines to get in. And so we're going to be making zoos free, but also we're going to be giving families basically food stamps, but for fun activities. So we're going to be giving people vouchers to go bowling 10 times per year, 5 movies per year, and a couple other things as well. That's all going to be taxpayer funded. But it's family fun vouchers. So the idea is all Americans can have fun because I don't think impoverished people should be subject to terrorizing poverty lives to where they can never afford to take their children to do anything. And then people say that poor people just shouldn't have kids, which is true, but I feel like if a poor person gets pregnant, that shouldn't mean that the child is then subjected to this life where they can never go outside and never do anything and they can't live a normal life. And then they're getting bullied because they're poor and they can't do anything. And their peers are talking about all these experiences and they're never going to have these experiences. And so I'm proposing family fun vouchers to give the poor children of America fun times all throughout the year. 12 months out of the year, they're going to be going bowling, they're going to be going to the zoo, they're going to be going to movies, and a couple other things as well throughout the year. So, kind of like toys for, Toys for Tots, Toys for Kids, those red boxes you see at Christmas time, where they, supply toys to children during Christmas. My idea for family fun vouchers is we're going to supply fun to families throughout America all throughout the year. And this isn't very expensive, by the way. This is very inexpensive. Why? Because once we sort of remove funding from other things, like Israel is over here, once we just take that funding, and then we're going to have a fun, grand old time with the funding that we're currently giving to other people. All the money that we're currently just flushing down the toilet, half of the U.S. military budget is just completely flushed down the toilet. We can't even, that military parade costs like $100 million for 1,000 troops to march through the streets. It costs us $100 million to buy 1,000 troops a hotel room. And I heard some of them are sleeping on the street. $110 million. So we can move not 1,000, 10,000 troops. $100 million for one weekend. And we're saying that we're not wasting money on the military. So we are just going to completely slash all the bullshit. We're going to be telling these contractors that no, you actually can't rob us anymore. And after we're done getting robbed, and we get back on our feet after we're done getting robbed, since the past 60 years of presidents since John F. Kennedy have allowed us to be robbed, after we just tell people that they're not allowed to rob us anymore, and if they continue to rob us peacefully. We're going to be doing that to all of our enemies who are currently robbing us. And we're going to take the money that we saved from not getting robbed, and we're going to fund the ideas in this video, such as all poor families in America having a fun, grand old time, and not one single child in America having to miss out on these things. So second, you just heard me mention taking away funding from Israel. We're also going to be taking away Israel's Iron Dome, and we're going to be giving it to Tunisia instead. We're going to be giving the Iron Dome to Tunisia instead. And we're going to be creating a program to basically, I call up the Tunisian... Oh boy. I call up the Tunisian Prime Minister. And we're going to exchange this deal where we give them nukes. We give Tunisia hundreds and hundreds of nukes and an Iron Dome system to know where nobody can attack them at all. In exchange for Coptic Christian women who are willing to marry us, who are willing to marry Americans. And so the idea is I get myself the first ever woman who signs up for this program will be married to me, the President of the United States of America. I'm going to get myself a Coptic Christian wife, maybe my vice president, a Coptic Christian wife as well. But also, I'm going to launch a program where I give all of the autistic men of Michigan a deeply religious Coptic Christian wife from Tunisia who dresses modestly. A wife who respects them. And so basically, once we ship all of these women to the United States from Tunisia, and they're all living in Michigan, right? We're going to assign them to marry autistic men in Michigan. And so basically, they can have, they can basically have sex with these Tunisian women, these deeply religious Tunisian women. And the Tunisian women can have as many kids as they want to because we're giving them universal basic income. We're going to give the Coptic Tunisian women $6,000 a month to be stay-at-home moms, and they're just going to be popping out shit tons of kids. So it's basically a program to where we exchange nukes to Tunisia for their women, of which we are going to force to marry autistic incels in the state of Michigan. And this is going to cure inceldom. It's also going to sort of cure, autism, because the autistic man can finally have something to live for, which is his deeply religious Coptic Tunisian wife, of which he loves dearly. And then they can have unlimited kids, and the autistic man can be working some part-time job at like the movie theater or at like a restaurant or something like that. The autistic man is working 20 hours a week, and he's providing for 6 kids and his wife and his 6 children off of a part-time job, because we're giving the woman $6,000 a month and a shit ton of food stamps to buy food for her children. They're going to just create so many kids. So many kids. And so hopefully the idea would be to bring like 10,000 Tunisian women into the United States, because, dude, if you guys have problems with the immigrants, we have fucking millions of immigrants that we don't need here that's flooding into America. The 10,000 Tunisian women we need. And the $6,000 a month plus the food stamps plus everything else we're going to give them isn't that much for the U.S. taxpayers. Not that much. Not that much at all. But it's a lot for the lives of the people we're affecting. It's going to be very, very good. Autistic men are going to be living better lives. The Tunisian women are going to be living better lives. It's just going to be great for everybody. And if they're living better lives, they can positively impact the people around them and start doing community work, charity work, stuff like that. But, dude, the mood, the vibe in Michigan is just going to get huge from this movement. So yeah, Israel's no longer our ally. We're going to give the Iron Dome to Tunisia. We're going to give a few hundred nukes to Tunisia. I would say like one nuke for every 5 women that they can offer us. And by the way, this is completely consensual. We're not going to be sex trafficking the women. These are women who want to be Americans, and they're going to be married to us and be having our children. Completely consensual. Adult women, completely consensual, by the way. They're going to get completely better lives than they're living there. Because they live in like the ghetto of a Muslim country. It's probably not going to be women who are living in like a big city. But we're going to completely transform their lives, completely transform the lives of the struggling Michiganders. And so, yeah, that's basically the Tunisian Nukes for Wives program. I hope that makes enough sense. We're just like we're going to give them nukes in the Iron Dome, and they're going to give us deeply religious Coptic Christian women that we can marry and impregnate a lot. That's not a fetish thing, by the way. That's just like, I'm just saying. They're going to have large families. It's going to be pretty cool. I did mention my vice president getting one of these Coptic Christian wives. And so you're probably wondering, well, Geeky Gangster, who are your candidates for the vice presidency? So I do have some candidates here. This is a United States representative. Oh, what are the qualifications for being vice president? He had to be a male. He had to be white. He had to be from Michigan. He had to be slightly autistic. And, he had to be completely unafraid to defeat women. So yeah, that's basically the 5 requirements. Male, white, Michigander, autistic, unafraid to beat women. We have this United States representative. He just got into United States Congress. He's 45 years old. He's pretty based, a pretty nice guy. He has a super square jawline compared to my slimmer jawline. Next, we have Tyler Blevins. He is the best gamer in the world of all time. He was ranked the #1 Fortnite player of all time and the #1 Halo player of all time. He is a huge... Dude, he's still a huge guy. Hugely successful. Huge. Tyler Blevins, aka Ninja, Fortnite Ninja. Okay, the next one is going to be rapper NF. Rapper, dude, this guy makes some pretty deep music, bro. He makes some pretty genius lyrics. I feel like he's pretty lyrically genius. Oh no. Oh boy. I didn't mean to have that photo in there. We have TJ from Season 2 of Fish Tank. So this guy actually was a champion in Season 2 of Fish Tank. And bro, this guy he got messed with so much. People were calling him sexually perverted. Somebody robbed him on the show, stole all of his chips, all of his money. Yeah, and he got into so many boxing matches. He had to box a woman. He boxed a Vietnamese dude. And just the fact that this guy made his ancestors so happy, he showed us that the Americans, dude, we might lose in boxing matches to everybody else, but we're still going to beat the Viet Congs. We're still going to beat the Viet Congs in a boxing match. It's going to be me and TJ when we see a Vietnamese person. Ah! 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 Saint Theodore Goran, pray for us and intercede for us. But that's also when we see a Vietnamese person. So this guy basically, he got robbed. He got accused of being sexually perverted. He got into like 5 different fights. He punched a woman in her face. And he won $50,000 on Fish Tank Season 2. Sam Hyde's show. Fish Tank Season 2 is a free show on YouTube. If you just search up Fish Tank on YouTube and watch Season 2, you would understand who this is. And next we have Airsoft Fatty. This guy is from Battle Creek. He does epic Star Wars cosplays. He plays with some airsoft guns. He's also done some work in the entertainment industry. And then that's it. So just to recap, we have the U.S. Representative, we have Ninja, we have NF, and then we have TJ. So this is going to be the winner, dude. The fact that he's unafraid to beat women and unafraid to beat the Vietnamese. Let me explain something to you, okay? So the vice president takes over for the president if the president gets shot. So imagine I'm, sitting here writing the laws, and then all of a sudden, pew! And then you turn on the nightly news, and you see some chick. You see some chick being like, "Hello, this is Lara Loomer with the MSNBC. Tonight, we have unfortunate breaking news. The president, Geeky Gangster, has been shot and killed in a tragic accident. The Secret Service has no clue how this happened." And you guys are going to be mourning my death. What do you guys want? Some woman to take over as president? Oh, and actually, now that the Geeky Gangster has been shot and killed at the age of 37 years old, we're going to have a woman take over. A woman who can't do math. A woman is going to get on the phone with Osama bin Laden and negotiate a deal. A woman is taking over. Would you guys actually want that if I got shot and killed? No, but TJ is unafraid to beat women. He's unafraid to beat the Vietnamese. This guy got he got robbed. He got shot. He got accused of being a sexual pervert. And he withstood through all of that to win $50,000 in cash. A farmer from Southern Michigan, bro. A farmer from Southern Michigan. So yeah, that's going to be my vice president, TJ. Love TJ. So that's going to be my vice president. We're just going to be moving on into the next segment here. Okay. This next segment is called Legalize, Criminalize. Legalize, criminalize. Say it with me now. Legalize, criminalize. Legalize, criminalize. Legalize, criminalize. Legalize prostitution. Criminalize small dogs in public. Legalize. Hold on, let me explain those two things first. We're going to legalize prostitution because who the fuck is the victim in paying for sex? That would make it a crime. Is it the woman who agrees to have sex with money, or is it the dude who consents to paying for sex? Who is the victim? People say it's the one. Oh, we need to protect women. From what? The woman is consenting to it. The woman says, if you pay me $100, I will have sex with you. That is consent. I don't care if there's extra steps involved in the consent that make it consent. It's still consent. And so we're going to legalize prostitution, which will also help to end inceldom in the United States. We're going to be helping men out. We're going to be having young men lead better lives because at least they know that if they're ugly or if they're, unsocial or if they can't get bitches, they're not working for nothing. If they work a full-time job in this country, if they're slaving away in this country, if they're doing good in this country, they can still have sex because they pay for it. And the women, it will create so many high-paying jobs. It is going to create hundreds of thousands of high-paying jobs in this country. We're talking like $65,000 plus paying jobs in small towns in this country, bro. Hundreds of thousands of jobs are going to be created for the women. And a lot of women want to do this. We see OnlyFans. Hey, if you pay me $10 a month, I'll let you see my tits. So if we say that, then why don't we just say, hey, if you pay me $100 a night, I'll let you stick it in. I don't understand why that's just a bizarro concept. However, we're not going to allow street degeneracy. We're not going to let them stand on the streets. It's going to be strictly an online thing. It's strictly like a texting thing, right? So we're going to criminalize small dogs in public. And what I mean by that is we are only going to have German Shepherds and Labs be working dogs. You're not going to have your retarded, aggressive pit bull be a therapy dog, and you're not going to have your struggling to breathe pug be a therapy dog. You're not going to be having your anxiety pony in the aquarium anymore. You are going to have a German Shepherd or a Lab, and that's it. Because I do not want to go to Myers and see your fucking pug walking down aisle 5. That's what I want to do to grown ass men who say, actually, I need to have my anxiety pug in aisle 5 of Myers. Actually, no, buddy, you're done. You're done with that. It's criminalized. Legalize, criminalize. Legalize, criminalize. Legalize, criminalize. Legalize, criminalize. Legalize drinking while driving. So I don't think you should be driving while you're intoxicated, and we would keep reckless driving and driving intoxicated illegal. But if you just want to drive around at night and have 1 or 2 beers, I don't see how that's any sort of different than drinking at a bar and then driving home. And in fact, it's probably worse to drink at a bar and drive home than it is to just drink and drive. And the science proves that because we know that it takes 15 minutes for alcohol to kick into your bloodstream. And so drinking while driving is going to take 15 minutes while you're driving for the alcohol to kick in. So that means you're closer to getting home than rather sitting at a bar for 2 hours, having numerous drinks, and having all the alcohol kick in right before you leave and drive home. That is more dangerous than just drinking and driving. So we're going to legalize drinking and driving because, again, the hard-working men and women of this country deserve, if you just want to have a good time, a fun night out, drive around with the music loud and the windows down, and if you have a beer in your cup holder, who cares? You're drinking a Modelo. A Modelo that's what, 3%? But you're not, it's just so crazy to me that you're not allowed to drink Modelo and drive. So we're going to legalize the basic premise of drinking while driving. Not intoxicated driving, but we are going to recriminalize witchcraft in this country. Witchcraft has been legal for a couple 100 years, and I think it's time to recriminalize witchcraft and demon worship. I believe that if you practice witchcraft, 1, you're kind of mental, but 2, you're absolutely evil. Your whole religion and your religious freedom is wanting to harm other Americans. You are the exact same in my eyes as somebody who plots terrorism. Because you're sitting there with your little spell book and you're like, I want to harm Americans. I want to harm Americans. You are a fucking terrorist. You are a weirdo terrorist sympathizer. And I don't care if people think it's all fake. I don't care if Satan is a terrorist. You are sympathizing with evil and you want to do harm amongst Americans, and we are going to arrest you for that. If you cast spells and do dark black magic against other Americans, we are going to find you. We are going to kick your door in. We're going to place you in handcuffs, and you are going to be sentenced to prison for wanting to harm other Americans. The exact same way that somebody who plots but doesn't actually carry out a terrorist attack would be sentenced to prison because you thought about, you wrote, and you spoke about harming Americans, and that is evil, and so we're going to criminalize witchcraft. All right. So, boys, that is about it. Wow. I would hope that you guys would choose to support my campaign. While we embark on this 3-year-long journey of fighting to save a great nation and to philosophize ideas of the future, to become the father of the new era, a newborn era of America, one of the fathers of it. I would like you guys join me on this journey. It will be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for anybody who gets to bear witness to it. Critics are rating it at least 17% higher than volunteering locally in politics. Volunteering for your local GOP or Democratic offices is at least 17% better than that. All the critics are saying at least 17%. So keep that in mind. Keep in mind that I have a 156 IQ. I am a world traveler. I have spoken to thousands of different men from all different cultures and backgrounds. I've had sex with 2 different girls before, neither of which protected, one of which outside. Keep that in mind. Keep in mind the fact that I've had 56 different jobs in the past 5 years. While most politicians, can barely say that they've had one job in the past, 50 years. I mean, career-long politicians, they literally just, what do they actually do, bro? What do career-long politicians actually do? They take money from Israel. They don't write bills. Other people write the bills for them. All they do is vote yes on the pro-Israeli bills. That's literally all they do. Keep in mind my track record with racial relationships in the U.S. Um, because whether you agree with my track record or not, I do have a track record related to racial relations in the U.S. So.
Te louvamos, ó Senhor, em espírito e verdade, com os salmos proclamamos tua infinita bondade. Céus e terra se curvam, teu nome é nossa luz, ó grande Rei dos Reis, exalta.
Keep in mind that you are looking at the first ever neurodivergent president right here, the first Michigander president.